Hey guys, Sean Bougie, surplusfundsriches.net, and today we're going to talk about Redemption Wholesaler. This is our newest program. It's launching August the 11th and the 12th, and let me tell you why I'm so excited about this. This solves the speed of cash flow issue that some of you guys are having with the normal method of surplus funds retrieval. We're talking about a 1 week payout, and it requires zero out of pocket from you with a $25,000 profit bump in a week using the skills you've already honed with the surplus funds program. So hear me out. Here's why you need this, even if your sole focus up to now has been surplus funds. If, and this happens more often than you might think, a property undersold at auction, you can make about as much or more money with this method than you can with surplus and get paid in a week. 25 grand in a week. Now, some of you guys have our original national redemption program. It's in the Diamond Bundle, the Diamond and Diamond 2.0. This is different. In the original, you approach the ex-owner of the property that is already sold at the foreclosure and you redeem the property for them. See, what happens is in some states, we list about 7, I believe. In some states, the owner can actually come back up to a year after the foreclosure and redeem it, pay off the past due taxes and some fees, and get the property back. This allows you to do this for them, but not with your money. Some states let the owners come back after the sale and pay to get the property back. It's called post-sale redemption. That's where you come in and you and the ex-owner both win. Part of this method is you get a deed to the property, okay? You can later flip the property and give the owner a portion of the profit. You can also approach the high bidder and let them know you're redeeming the property, and often they'll pay you to go away and not exercise the right of the redemption. That's a major loophole. That's the original national redemption. Now we've made it even better, and let me tell you how this came about. Recently, I got a call from someone wanting to buy the redemption program, National Redemption, and do it on their own. He had some experience in wholesaling and asked if he could do this, but as a wholesaler, flipping the deal to an investor and having them redeem it and take it from there. Well, I hadn't thought of that. And we have an incredible experience wholesaling property. Now, given the current market where investors are struggling to find deals, it makes sense. It's a quick money move. You get the cash flow. Keep listening for more about that. And as a bonus, of course, it also benefits the ex-owner, both in speed and money. Here's where this gets interesting. This is going to work in about 7 states with post-sale redemption. You do it online from anywhere. You don't come out of pocket any money, and you have the deed. We're talking about making 25K on a deal, okay, given the margins on these. It's DIY. You don't need us to partner on any of these deals. You don't have to come out of pocket. Often the owner is incredibly easy to get in touch with because they're still in the property, particularly in these post-sale redemption states. Very few people even know how to work redemption deals, and no one knows this angle. There's usually no other debt to worry about because the home sold at a tax auction. Now, let me give you an example. Property is going to a tax sale over unpaid taxes and fees, let's say approximately $20,000. House sells for 100 grand at the foreclosure, and there was no other debt against the property. That's an 80,000 in surplus. So you could go after the 80 grand and make 26 to 30 grand, depending on what you charge after paying for attorneys. We always recommend use attorneys. It's typical to make 35 to 40% on a deal using our method. And then you take out the attorney cost of a couple grand in most instances. The owner would get 48 to 52,000, again, depending on what you charge. You would both typically get paid in about 3 months. However, in these redemption states, and this is why there's less competition in these states too, by the way, you often have to wait until the redemption period is over to claim the funds, which could add on another 3 months until you get paid. What if the property undersold? What if it's worth 300 grand and it's sold, like we talked about, for $100,000? Now, I know what you guys are saying. Sean, you've told us properties sell at market value or higher. Which is it? Listen, in states that give the ex-owner the ability to redeem or buy back the property after the sale, wholesale redemption, there is more risk to the high bidder. They could put a roof on and fix it up, and then the owner comes in and redeems it, and they're not going to get that money back. And the high bidder loses that money, anything they've thrown in it. So, yes, in those states, properties sell often for less than market value because of that risk that's introduced with the post sale redemption. So, here's what you do: you make a deal with the ex owner to redeem the property, getting the deed and an assignable contract signed. You agree to pay them 20% of the net profit from the property after it is redeemed and flipped. You then flip that contract, you assign it, and you give the deed to the property to the investor and get 25 grand as an assignment fee. You're done. Out of the deal in a week with 25 grand in your pocket, no attorney, no good faith buyout, no waiting, 25 grand in a week. The investor redeems it, pays off the past due taxes and any other fees. Let's say that's 20 grand, past due taxes and fees. The investor pays 50 grand to fix up the property in order to flip it. He sells it for 300 grand. The investor's net is that 300,000, let's say five grand in closing costs, 25 grand he's already paid to you, 20 grand to redeem it, and another 50 grand to fix it up. So his net, initial net, is around 200 grand. Now he pays the ex-owner 20%, 40 grand. That leaves him a net profit of $160,000. Every investor on the planet will take that deal. And look around. How many homes are selling for 300,000 and above? I don't know where you are. Here, it's all of them. Every investor on the planet will take that deal. So, you made 25 grand in a week. The ex-owner that lost it at tax foreclosure makes 40 grand in probably about 2 months. The only issue with surplus funds has always been the speed of cash flow. We just solved that. And here's the other point. And by the way, you're using your existing skill set if you've done any kind of surplus funds work. Here's the other point. Let's say the owner is aware of the surplus. Do you think they'd rather get 40K in 2 months or wait up to 6 months or more to make 48 to 52? Guys, they just lost their house in a tax foreclosure over 20 grand. They are broke and homeless and need a quick payout. Heck, if they're living in the house, draw up the agreement to allow them to live in the property until it's redeemed or even until it's flipped. That's a little powerful. Let's say I'm wrong and the owner would rather wait. Okay, work them on the surplus funds claim. You still can do that. This is why you want this in your toolbox. Not only can this give you and the owner quicker payouts, solving the speed of cash flow issue, but it gives the owner time to get their finances in order and gives them an option no one else is going to give them. Finding investors for these deals is as easy as posting the deal on Facebook or on a local investor blog. The deed is in your name. It's an easy flip. It's an assignable contract. Guys, we've been working surplus funds for over 20 years. We've taught surplus funds for over 15 years, and we've been flipping property for over 25. 20,000 plus deals worked. Before us, no one worked redemption property, the original National Redemption Program. Before us, no one used the bankruptcy loophole to retrieve surplus funds where the owner died or wouldn't work with you or there's too much debt. That's our surplus hybrid system. Before us, no one reactivated inactive companies that were due surplus or got homes owned by inactive companies for next to nothing. That's our zombie business reviver system. No one has our innovation. No one has our experience. If you're serious about surplus funds or flipping property, we are your source. Redemption Wholesaler will go on sale August the 11th and 12th for $397. After that, it will probably only be available in the Diamond 2.0 bundle, if at all. Those of you that know us know that we often do a one and done system like this only once on its own. August the 11th, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Have a great day.